Greetings, I'm Gypsum with Gypsum GTS, and today we're checking out a game that's just about to come out. As you can see, it still says it's in beta, and it is called Duskers. This is a very interesting little game where you play a survivor slash drone operator in the future, in space. And the game is played through a series of menus and maps, how you control your drone. And as you can see here, when you're about to enter a new ship, you get a little bit of dialogue, and it might give you a clue about what's going on. And you control everything using the keyboard. No mouse or anything like that, just keyboard. And it's got an older style here, kind of like the classic Aliens movies. And if you enjoy that kind of ambiance, if you will, I think you will enjoy Duskers. As you can see here, you can drive the drone manually, and you can also drive the drone via map using controls like navigate to. We'll navigate drone number 2, and then you specify what room you want to send it to. Now, all the drones have different abilities, and you can swap those out. And those abilities are actually random as well every time you play. In one playthrough, you might find that you have all the tools you need to explore the different ships, collect materials, and avoid the danger, the baddies they call them. What the baddies are, we don't really know. They could be alien life forms. Some of them are ship defense mechanisms. And you're supposed to go into these ships, find scrap, find upgrades, find tools to see if you can survive on your mothership. Now, sometimes you're not going to have all the tools you need, and you're going to have to improvise and adapt along the way. For instance, you may not have a motion detector. And if you don't have a motion detector, you won't have the ability, like you see here, to be able to scan the rooms next to you. The green means the room is clear, the yellow means there might be something in there, and red means enemy detected. So if you don't have your motion indicator, you're going to have to do some guesswork. You have to get creative. And sometimes you won't have an interface device. Like on this playthrough, I don't have one. And an interface device allows you to interact with the ship's computer, sometimes set off traps or alarms. And without one, sometimes you have to guess. Oh, and there's a bad guy. Close it up. We're not staying there. You'll always start off with 3 drones, but that doesn't mean you get to keep them. Sometimes you just run into a bit of bad luck, and before you know it, you're out of drones. Yeah, bad guys can come in many different flavors, and before you know it, you're out. But it's always best to learn your lesson, start a new game, and get back out there. Now, it's always nice to have all the tools you need, but the game really comes alive when you don't have the tools you need, and you need to figure out a way to get to your objectives without using the tools that you require. Now, sometimes that means you need to get a little bit creative. When you find a bad guy, sometimes you have to isolate him, or trap him into a room and then open an airlock to suck him out. So really, it comes down to your own creativity and figuring out how to use your surroundings and your tools to your advantage. Now you can see here we've identified a bad guy, and we're trying to close the door, and now he's closed in. Now we know where the bad guy is located, and we can move around without him. Now when you're done exploring a ship, you can just do a navigation command to bring them all your drones, back to the mothership so you can collect your scrap, do your upgrades, and move along to the next ship. Each ship is a unique puzzle, and you need to figure out how to navigate the best that you can. Now sometimes the controls don't work with you, and you have to manually take command of your drones. And that's just as exciting too. The visuals aren't great because you're using some kind of remote camera on a drone, and it kind of adds to the mystery and the suspense of the game. So here we are exiting the ship, and we get our summary. We've collected some scrap. Didn't get any fuel on this run, so now we need to move along to the next ship, check our gear, and see if we can get some more fuel. The ship runs on fuel, and you can see those ships turn red. That means we can no longer go out that far. And now we're about to board a new ship. Each one has a little description on it and what you might expect. You can see here this one has a capacity of 44 scrap. There's nowhere to find that, but... And it gives a little bit of an intro. Now it's time to do some more exploration. Here you can see we found some scrap on the screen. We're just using some navigation commands to pick up those scraps. And we use the scraps to repair our drones, or repair the ship, or do some upgrades. And as you can see here, the maps get more and more intricate as things move along with the game. And you do need all of this scrap because you do run into problems, and you're going to need it later on, definitely. Like here's some ship defense force coming in. We can't close the door, and before we know it, time to evacuate. Now you can also upgrade your mothership. You can see here that we found a part here on the ship that we're exploring. We can enter the command tow, and it will tow that part back to wherever you'd like. In this case, we're going to tow it back to room 1, so we can bring it back to the mothership and get that upgrade. Some of the upgrades I've seen so far is one of them can do remote power, because normally you have to use a drone with a generator to restore some ship power. And one of them is you can do remote power from the ship. Another upgrade that I've seen is you can reroute power. So if you have power established on the ship, you can reroute it from generator to generator and save yourself some time there, and hopefully some resources. The longer that I've played, the more I enjoy the map view. There's something about seeing just this style of map and entering the navigation commands and power commands and seeing everything move around. That's a lot of fun for me. I'm not exactly sure why, but that's good stuff. And probably helps you cope too with the suspense, because the game can be very suspenseful. Green is good, of course, red is bad, and yellow you just never know, and you end up having to explore that area in the third-person mode like this. You have to go in, and you don't know what you're going to find. Something may come attack you, you may find some resources. Like we found right here, this is fuel. So we do the gather command, it starts to harvest. And it looks like we got one fuel, so that's good. Now here, that would be an upgrade, but the upgrade is missing. And we saw an interface also right next to there. But since we don't have an interface device, there's not much more that we can do here. It looks like we've got one room left here to explore that we know is clear. So we pop it open, take a look. Yeah, nothing here. And you can see in the corner there's a turret. Now, if we had an interface device, we could interface with the ship and turn on that turret and open up the cages to try to get the bad guy to go in there and get the turret to destroy the bad guy. But lo and behold, we have no interface, we have no more power, so it's time to just get on out. So this is an upgrade that we found, a reroute power, like I talked to before, where we can move power around the ship. Like I said before, all the ships are different, they're all unique puzzles, and as you can see here, it's got different descriptions and different sizes, and you really have to figure out what you're looking for to find the resources you need to move on. Because one wrong choice, you run out of fuel, and that's going to be the end of your exploration. Alright, so if you want to try your hand at survival in space and piloting some drones around, Duskers will be available on May 18th, so that's just right around the corner. You can pick it up on Steam or on their website at duskers.misfits-attic.com, and I'll make sure and put that address down in the description. Alright, thanks for watching everybody, and as always, I'll see you all in the black. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you thought in the comments. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to see all of my latest videos.